A new update this Friday, so let's go over all the stuff that was added with the update, including a change to an enhancement that you probably want to know about, so let's get into it. Alright, we're going over the new enhancement change because it's probably the most important thing in the update for anyone to know about, and it wasn't posted anywhere that you'd expect, like on the class council's Twitter, for example. Not here. The April 1st Rust Bucket one is, though, so they applied oil to it. Good. If we look at my video from last week, you can see that the Paraxis enhancement it deals 250% hybrid damage, and yeah, you got 32 seconds on cooldown there. Reduced dodge by 30%, deals 100 damage on each successful hit. So you can see all the numbers there for that. Now, when you go in game and you go to the Forge and you click on the button that brings up this thing, they did update it here at least, so they're at least telling people it changed. If you go and check after the enhancement's already in your weapon and they don't tell you anywhere that it actually changed. But anyway, it now deals 70% hybrid damage. And the one thing that changed for the good on it is the cooldown got reduced to 8 seconds now instead of the 30 whatever seconds it was before. The successive hit damage is 10% now instead of 100. It's pretty bad nerf, but the fact that it's faster cooldown and the reason you're using it is probably, or the reason the utility it has is making the next hit do no damage, right? So you're getting more of that no damage on the next hit, but the normal amount of damage you'd be doing with it is lower now. So when I tested it, it was doing the same same amount of DPS as Smite was, having it equipped on my sword and only changing out the enhancement on the sword. So now Smite's probably going to be out DPSing this pretty well. So yeah, you might not want to have it on your weapon unless you're using it just for that utility of the 0 damage on next hit. It's not doing good damage otherwise now, so make sure you know about that. Let's move on to other things that are added in the update. As far as new items added in the update, there is only 2 different sources of items this week. That's the featured hero shop and the merge shop in the new event. Sadly, that's all they added for, which is really light for an April Fool's event. And maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe my expectations are just too high, but a little light for content. Was that there yesterday? I don't know. Yeah, it was so light. I was like expecting a midnight update for April 1st or whatever, but that is not the case. There's no other content added. So that's part of the new set. There's 2 new Navals in the shop right now. The title might say 4 Navals for this video if I decide to do that, because they're adding 2 more as well next week. So look forward to that. There's going to be 4 new Navals. Hopefully the other 2 look better than these ones. So you got there. They're My Little Pony themed, of course, which is very interesting. You got the tail and everything on those. I actually like the color scheme of the blue one quite a bit. If it didn't have the tail, I'd probably pick it up. Not gonna lie, the tail absolutely murders this armor for me though. And yeah, anyway. There's purple version as well, which has a better color scheme, a more consistent color scheme, but yeah, still with the tail there. This one's very cute. Little 500 AC rare with the cat. Doesn't really work well with hair. I kind of wish they positioned it a little bit lower so you could wear a hairstyle on it and it look kind of funny like that. But it's the pop. It has a little pop animation for that meme. So yeah, that's pretty neat little armor there. And that one's from last week. Got a bunch of tricorns to go with the armors as well. I'm not going to equip those. You know what these look like. Funny thing about this hair is, yeah, you're not crazy. This hair did exist and was released in an April Fool's event nonetheless a couple of years back. But they just like changed the colors on it like slightly. Like if you look at it side by side, you can't even really tell the difference. But and it's anyway. So yeah, like they have this one too, which is exactly like the old one with the anyway. Not that big a deal. They do that all the time for items pre-releasing rare items. This one's really cool. The Ratatouille reference with Remy. But Remy's a Moglin now, sitting on your head. It'd be funny if they had like the actual like chef hat, but you could like kind of like see through it, like it was transparent, like maybe like an animated transparent where it goes transparent and then like fades. Anyway, maybe that would be too intense for a Flash game. So yeah, helmets from last week. You got Top Rat, those hats, some more tricorns and stuff like that. So there you go. Apparently they're adding more April 1st gear next week. Next week is going to be the Easter update as well. No capes, no new capes, and 1 new pet there. It's a pretty cool like 2-frame animation on it, so it looks really scuffed. No runes, and that's everything for the shop. I asked on Twitter where the meme items were because they said that they were making meme items for the event. They asked for people's suggestions and didn't show up in the actual April Fool's event. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. But so yeah, the sets are in progress and they're going to be dropping with the mic drop set, the one that Lay made. If you watched the news video yesterday or if you go on Lay's Twitter. So yeah, apparently too much for 1 week. I'm just assuming it's next week, but it just says early April. So it has to be next week, right? It'd be the middle of April if it wasn't next week. Other content for the event is only from the Baleen, was this pony? Yes, a pony. Okay. From the merch shop. Escapes and pets. And that's all she wrote. There's no drops, nothing like that. At least none that I found. If you found any, let me know. But that is all she wrote for the whole event. And that is too much for 1 week. One little shop update and some pets is too much for 1 week, apparently. When you look at last week's update, it's kind of weird that... Anyway, I'm just taking those words and trying to... Whatever. There's actually a cool thing with the event where there's like mini games. There's no reason to do the quest in the new event, by the way, unless you want these items from the shop, like unless you want the merch items. Which there are some nice ones with their capes and stuff. I don't know. But I don't really see myself equipping these ever, and they're seasonal too, so you don't really have to worry about grabbing any rares. None of them that are rare. There's a nice little Doge one, and there's actually one that they showed on that was shown on Twitter, but it's not in the game. So maybe that'll be next week as well. There's like a cat one that isn't actually in the shop, and maybe it would be a daily drop, or I don't know. I'll let you know if it gets added to the game eventually. Also, some of them are AC tagged for some reason. They're not rare, but they're AC tagged when the others aren't. The requirements aren't really that much different, and oh, it crashed my game. So yeah, this shop does have the issue of crashing your game, which is what happens when you see this gray screen. And because there's so many items in one shop, I mean, they're all basically just drawn. It's not a lot of, anyway, so many of basically the same item with slight variations on it. But yeah, that's the event. Don't stay in that shop for too long or it'll crash your game, and that's the whole thing. So yeah, look forward to there's gonna be two other I presume pony navals next week. That was on the design notes if you're wondering where I got that information from. There's a little mini game they ported from the pony game they have here, so if you haven't seen that, it's pretty cool. How you do this game is you hold and drag, and you want to get as many as one color at a time, like that. I didn't know that initially because I've never played a game that has that as the mechanic for it, and it's basically impossible to lose on this. So I'm pretty sure you can just do 3 of a kind each time, still beat the opponent, no matter what. It's dead simple to do that, and yeah. So yeah, that's the whole event. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a like on it if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. What am I doing? And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Let me know what your thoughts on this event were. Are you going to be unequipping that enhancement now they got a huge nerf on it? Or do you think it's better now that it has more utility? And I could have done a big yellow one there. Silly me. But we win there. Alright. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.